Sixers play the Clippers tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. on Sunday afternoon. But before then, we got some things to talk about in the Sixers world. What is up, guys? DJ Eastwood here. This is the Run It Back podcast, home of the most honest Philadelphia sports takes on YouTube. Some people don't like it, but it's because some people don't like the truth. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button on the video if you're not subscribed already, and please hit the like button on the video. It helps me out tremendously. Let's try to get 500 likes on the video. Let's get right into it. I'm not going to spend too much time on this first topic because a Bleacher Report article came out about Markelle Fultz. And listen, I'm proud of Markelle Fultz. I'm happy for him. I'm glad he's playing basketball. I thought he was going to be out of the league after his rookie contract, which I think this is his last year of his rookie contract. But I'm happy to see him doing good. He's still not the talent that he was when he was drafted. He's not playing like a number one overall pick. I mean, let's not kid ourselves. But we know what Bleacher Report is. Bleacher Report is a mainstream clickbaity sports article type of company who's just trying to make as much money as possible. They basically post LeBron James pictures all day, and then they talk about stuff like this. And when a mainstream company talks about Philadelphia, you already know what it's going to be. We're brutal. We're mean. We threw snowballs at Santa Claus. We don't like our athletes. We're the worst sports town in the world. Whatever you want to say, bro. So it's totally predictable. It is what it is. I don't really care too much about it. But I just want to say this because they said in the article that all of Philly hated Markelle Fultz. Could you be any misinformed than this? Come on, man. We supported this dude from day one. For 2 whole years of him rehabbing this shoulder injury, which I still think he lied about. I think he wrecked a motorcycle or something in the offseason. Didn't tell anybody because he didn't want his draft stock to fall. There was guys in his ears telling him how much money he was going to make if he was drafted number 1. All that kind of stuff. So I still think him and his camp basically lied about it. But we supported him from day one. Every day I couldn't wait for another Sixers beat reporter to post a video of him shooting free throws in the background of practice just to see if his form was better. We could not wait for Markelle Fultz to get his jump shot back and play like he was supposed to play as a number 1 pick. I was in the Sixers arena. I was in the Wells Fargo Center the first game that he came back. I think it was the first game of the season that year. Ben Simmons hit him in the corner for a wide open 3. He shot it and made it. The Wells Fargo Center went nuts. Drew Hanlon, his shooting coach, was sitting on the baseline, the guy that scammed all of us and swore that he fixed Markelle Fultz's jump shot, and he didn't. He was sitting there. The arena's chanting, "Thank you, Drew." It was like, come on, bro. The whole sports world made fun of us for celebrating an NBA player hitting a three-point shot. We made ourselves look stupid because we were that supportive of him. We just wanted him to be great. We literally did not hate him at all. So it's false narrative. But what's new with companies like Bleacher Report? On to the next topic. This is important. I read this today, and this is coming from Adrian Wojnarowski's podcast, where he's talking about how the Sixers made an emergency choice, basically, to hire Elton Brand as the GM. He was clearly not their first choice. And when you really think about all the moves that he made, and you get that feeling this season that maybe he didn't know what he was doing. Maybe he made some bad moves. Maybe he handcuffed the organization by wasting all the assets. Maybe he didn't think too much about the fit of these. It makes perfect sense. He has no experience. The only experience he had was being the GM of the G League affiliate, Delaware Bluecoats, that, let's be honest, nobody cares about and nothing matters. You know, you could be the GM of the Bluecoats. Seriously. The Sixers had several choices in mind before Elton Brand. This is all coming from Wojnarowski's podcast, so, you know, if you want to go listen to that, go ahead. I mean, it's not that exciting. It was Wojnarowski and Max Kellerman, who I don't even want to comment on. I can't stand when the guy talks basketball. He's a boxing announcer who has a big personality and got on TV, and now he has to talk about other sports just because. I don't want to get into that. The Sixers pursued multiple high-level experienced general managers. And here's the guys that they pursued. They pursued Daryl Morey from the Houston Rockets, who Now, I don't know too much about Morey. I don't want to give him a grade, really, but I don't think the Rockets are great. I don't think he's made great personnel decisions when it comes to the Rockets. Most recently, trading away their center to play complete small ball, which I personally think is going to destroy them in the postseason, so we'll see about that. But they pursued Daryl Morey. I would still rather have him than Elton Brand. They pursued Bob Myers from the Warriors, who's been there since 2012 and has 3 championships, so he was probably not going to leave the Warriors, but they pursued Dennis Lindsey of the Utah Jazz, and they pursued Sam Presti of the Oklahoma City Thunder. They interviewed David Griffin from the Cleveland Cavaliers, but they felt that he wasn't a good fit for the front office structure. Now, what does that mean? What it means is they wanted a yes man. The Sixers ownership did not want a GM that would have the final say. And this is the main problem with them hiring Elton Brand, and this is the main problem with how the whole thing is run. They didn't want a GM who was in full control. They wanted Brett Brown to have a say. They wanted Josh Harris and the other owners to have a say. They wanted it to be a collective agreement. That's not how this works. That's not how hierarchy works. It's just not like that, bro. Like back in the day when there was kings and queens, you think there was 15 other people saying, nah, bro, don't do this, and we got to have a collective agreement. No, it was one guy running the show. That's how you get shit done. But they didn't want that. They wanted a joint effort. Adrian Wojnarowski says that the Philadelphia ownership has a lot of say in what happens. That is a major problem, if you ask me. Because what are basketball team owners really? What are they? Do they know anything about basketball? No. I'll tell you what they are. They are investment professionals. They buy sports teams because they know it's a win-win situation. You cannot lose. The market is only increasing every year, so you buy a sports team because it's going to make you a profit, even if the team doesn't win. I think they bought the Sixers at $400 million, and now it's worth over $1 billion. You make a profit no matter what. They're just businessmen. They should not have a say in what happens with basketball operations. That's why you need a president of basketball operations. That's why you need an experienced general manager who knows the game. You're never going to win anything in the NBA with ownership having say in what happens. That just blows my mind. So none of these guys come here. They interview all of them. They try to pry them away from their other teams. Nothing happens. Nobody comes over. And they promote Elton Brand because they didn't want to look stupid. We don't have a candidate. We don't know. We don't have a choice for GM. There's nothing we can do. We don't know. So they hire Elton Brand. Elton Brand's moves, trading Jimmy Butler, trading Markelle Fultz, trading for Jimmy Butler, trading Markelle Fultz for half a season of Jonathan Simmons, trading for Tobias Harris and giving him a max contract, and most notably and most talked about on this channel, signing Al Horford to a $108 million contract this past offseason. All of those moves, throwing away all of the assets, handing out all of the cap money, led to a 37-23 record this year and 9-21 on the road. Elton Brand has been absolutely failing this team since he stepped in. That's my opinion. If you have a different opinion on that, go ahead and leave it in the comments. I don't see how you could. All the moves he made to structure a championship team, and we are 37-23. So, it just really, it doesn't sit well with me that now I know that Elton Brand was not the choice. They made it seem like it was like, oh, he's our guy. He's coming up through the ranks. He's young and energetic and all this. That's not what happened. He was an emergency pick. Doesn't sit well with me, man. It would have been so nice to have an experienced GM who could make decisions that make sense. None of this would have happened. You wouldn't have paid a third option, a max contract, Tobias Harris. You wouldn't have paid Al Horford, a backup center, $108 million. It just wouldn't have happened. It's frustrating. But let's move on. The Sixers' chances of beating the Clippers in LA tomorrow at 3 p.m. are about the same as a snowball's chance in hell. It's the same chances as Lloyd from Dumb and Dumber banging the chick, you know what I mean? So you're telling me there's a chance. She's like, hey, what are the chances of a guy like me and a girl like you? And she's like, 1 in a million. And he's like, so you're telling me there's a chance? That's how I feel about this Clippers and Sixers game. We're horrible on the road. We can't even beat teams like the Cleveland Cavaliers on the road. And now we have to play the number 2 seed in the Western Conference in L.A. with Kawhi Leonard, who ripped our hearts out last season. It is going to be an old-fashioned beatdown. That's what's going to happen. We lost our last 7 road games. The Clippers look like they have Kawhi and Paul George, both healthy. They just beat Denver and moved into the 2nd spot in the West. And we are coming off a win over the New York Knicks. I don't have a good feeling about it, man. Let me know what you guys think. Do we have a chance of beating the Clippers tomorrow at 3 p.m.? I think I might live stream the game. Let me know if you think I should live stream the game. Part of me wants to, part of me doesn't want to. But at least I'm going into it without expectations. You know what I mean? Because why would I think we can win this game? Everything's pointing to a big no. I mean, it just is. I don't know what else to say about it. I'm going to watch it, though, because you know how I am and I know how you are. And, you know, Clippers, and then we got the Lakers on Tuesday. Not good. Without Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid on the road, it's going to be a disaster. Go ahead and take the spread. Go ahead and bet against the Sixers. It doesn't make you a fake fan. It is what it is, man. My name is DJ Eastwood. Thank you guys for watching the Run It Back podcast. Today it is February 29th, 2020. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you enjoy this content and you're not subscribed already. And please hit the like button on the video. Helps me rank up in YouTube. You guys have a blessed afternoon. I don't know why I'm flexing. Peace.